Hello and welcome to Talking Whiskey. My name is Grant and today we're going to be talking the Tamnavulin Tempranillo. So Tamnavulin are a Speyside distillery and they're quite new in the Speyside regions. They were founded back in 1966 and they're currently owned by Monroe Inc. Now initially they were built to help with the supply on blending. So they were built to produce whiskies to then help to send to blenders to make all the blends we kind of know and love today. They then started to move into doing their own expressions and their own distilling for their own products. Now, not a lot is kind of known about them. They don't have a visitor site or anything. They don't allow people on site because they are a full working distillery and they're not open to the public, unfortunately. Now, from 1995 to 2007, they kind of went through a period where they were closed, then they reopened shortly, then they mothballed, then they reopened again. But now they're producing and now they're definitely making their own stuff and they're also still contributing to the blends. So this is the Tempranillo. Now, I have to apologise because there's not a lot of it left. This is a whiskey that took me quite a while to figure out what was going on in it. So let's get it poured. Now the Tempranillo is matured in white American oak casks, then it's finished in red wine Tempranillo casks. Now as always with my tastings, I'm going to do a minimum of 3 notes on the nose and a minimum of 3 on the taste. Let me know what you guys get in the comments down below as well. Be interested to see if we're in line with one another or if I'm just wildly wrong. So without further delay, let's go for the nose. Ooh. Give me a second. And the reason I'm saying give me a second is because I've got through all this. I really still kind of struggle to really pick out exactly what's going on in it. I don't know why. It's just a whiskey that stumps me a lot. So let's go over it. So we've got kind of the butterscotch, the caramels, the kind of honey notes that you're going to typically find in a Speyside. But then that red wine adds, I don't want to say red wine because that sounds way too cliche, but it adds a real fruity note, like a red berry kind of fruity, and yeah, and genuinely like you've got a tiny drop of red wine and dropped it in there. I know it sounds really too cliche, but I'm trying to break it up. There's kind of a little bit of like an orange peel as well going on there. But yeah, the forefront of all this is those real nice, lovely fruit notes going on. So it's kind of red fruits, it's berries, that kind of fruity element going on. There's a little bit of that orange in there, and then it kind of turns into the typical Speyside notes. So you're looking at butterscotch? Yeah, I'm right. So you're looking at butterscotch, you're looking at caramels, you're looking at honeys, those kind of notes. But the forefront of it is definitely those fruit notes going on. I just really struggle to pick out what fruits they are. Yeah, I know I'm going to say it a few times. Red berries. Red berries is kind of what I want to say is the leading fruit note going on. Maybe even raspberry? But I could be clutching at straws on that one. No, I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to say raspberries in there. I'm sticking with it. Right, let's go for the taste. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All those fruit notes just absolutely explode on the taste. To the point where actually, again, they're quite difficult to separate. Well, for me they are anyway. So you've just got this explosion of fruit going on. And then as the fruit kind of subsides, you've then got this lovely honey note that comes in. You've got that caramel and that butterscotch going on there as well. But yeah, just big explosion of fruit. I must admit it finishes quite quickly. The only thing that is lingering is just a kind of a generic whiskey caramel sweetness. Let's go back in. Yeah, red berries. I knew I was going to say it again. Red berries, I think, is the leaning red fruit going on, and just kind of like a berry feel in general. That orange that I said that I got on the nose, that is there very subtly, and it's kind of like an orange peel or like an orange zest. It's not the flesh of the orange, it's definitely the zestiness of it. The sweetness is still there, that caramel sweetness is there. Now, I know it's going to be cliche to say there is a red wine feel to it, but there definitely is a red wine feel, kind of like a real summer fruity red wine. I've said fruit again. I know I would say it loads of times in this video, because every time I drink it, I think fruit all the time. But that red wine does definitely feel as though it's coming out in the taste a little bit. Right, let's try with a little bit of water, and let's see what happens when we add a drop of water in it. So, I'm only going to do a wee bit. About that. So the Tempranillo comes in at 40%, so it is kind of a bog standard percentage of whiskey. Now I know that Tamnavulin do other finishes and they do other finished whiskies. I must admit I haven't tried them. If you guys have tried them, what would you recommend for me? Let me know what you guys think of them. I'd love to get one and try it on the channel and see what you guys think of it as well. So now we've given that a little bit of time, let's go back to the nose with water. Not a lot's changed. Everything's kind of stayed the same. It's a bit of a surprise, actually. If anything, instead of it kind of being like a light fruity, it's kind of become a little bit more dark berries, almost blackcurrant. Yeah. I think it's just turned that fruit note a little bit into a slightly more darker berry fruit, kind of like a blackberry, maybe even a bit of a blueberry as well. Yeah, kind of like blackberries and blueberries, that kind of direction. But not a lot has changed. So you've still got those kind of typical Speyside caramel, butterscotch and honey notes going on there. You've still got that little bit of orange zest. You've still got that red fruit or the red berries coming up front as well. I've got it. Red currants. It's red currants. That's the one that I've been trying to pick out for ages. Red currants. Yeah, red currants. I was going to keep saying it until you believe me. Red currants. Right, let's go for the taste. Again, water doesn't seem to have done much. A lot of it stayed the same. Yeah, that's kind of surprising. A lot. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add another drop of water, just in case I maybe didn't do enough. So I'm only going to do another little bit in there. Otherwise I would be repeating everything I just said, because I think the effect has been that little. So let's see what's... I'm doing an extra bit. No, still the same. If anything with a little bit more water in, the caramel is coming out a little bit more. That kind of... And the honey's coming out more as well. Yeah, but not as lot's changed. That's kind of surprising. That doesn't happen too often with me. Yeah, same on the taste. So yeah. Oh no, the honey lingers longer. So you get that big explosion of the fruits, those kind of red currants, the black currants, the red berries. You get that little bit of orange zest in there as well. And then the caramel kind of swells up. All the fruits kind of die down, and then that caramel lingers a little bit longer. I might have said honey. Honey or caramel. Rewind and see what I said. Yeah, so still, yeah. I think that kind of Speyside sweetness, that honey and that caramel is coming out a lot more. And it's lingering longer. You've still got that big punch of fruit, but it's not that it's died down, it's that the other sweeter kind of sugary caramel notes are coming out more. But this is only maybe like a 10% difference with water. There's not a lot of difference that's come about. Anyway, I would definitely say that this would be a great whiskey for somebody that's new to whiskey and as a red wine fan as well. It's a great example of what a finishing cask can do, and especially because you've got those kind of typical Speyside notes in there, it would be brilliant to give to someone after they've had a Speyside whiskey and said, yeah, I quite like that. And if you say, would you like red wine as well? And they say, yeah, bring out that, because I think that would be a real good twist for them to see what happens. It's interesting for me every time I drink it and every time I try it. Anyway guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Would you recommend this? Would you give this to somebody as a brand new whiskey? Give me a like, give me a share, subscribe, and of course, cheers to you all.